Hello there. We seem to have a change of plans.
And I feel like when I first started this channel, I actually started the Facebook page 11 years ago. Kind of a funny picture of me in the studio of the radio station I worked at back then, just before I dove into the last 11-year team environment that I was a part of. And I've had my Twitter name at Mason Show for a very long time. And the plan was eventually to get Mason Show Live to actually be live during the show, your morning Mason Show, which is kind of what I expected I'd end up doing. I really figured that I'd fall back into a position in radio. And now it seems like that's not the case. More on that in a minute. I thought this would be a really good way to connect with people. You know, it's hard to get anybody to call anybody anymore, let alone call into a radio station. I don't know. It's a lot easier to text. It's a lot easier to comment on a video when the show is live. Opening up this thing that we do every day, this improv, this fly by the seat of your pants, this live, ever-changing, always different show that we do, instead of just broadcasting it to space terrestrially, saving these little nuggets here on this, I thought would be a cool place to, have that. And maybe we'll do some more of that in the future, but it was all centered around the radio show. And I don't think a full-time radio show is in my future anymore. I've been very lucky in my life. While I know some people have struggled hard to find a job, I have not had to look intensely. And I feel like I've gone through a long time where I've just felt like I was going to lose my job every day. And that's just the business of performance of what we do. And you come to terms with that. But man, it gets hard doing that every day. But I feel like now I've found something that will use my talents, my set of skills, my creativity. It is an outlet. It is in a field that I've honestly been a consumer of for the entirety of my life that I can remember. I found something that I think I'm going to love being a part of in this next new chapter and career path. More on that in a minute. So this last week, I was filling in on the morning show on a talk radio station that's almost 100 years old, that's got deep roots in the fabric of Central Illinois, not just the people of Bloomington Normal, which is where WJBC is, but the farmland across Central Illinois. Think about how hard it was to communicate 60, 80 years ago. This is how you heard about what was going on in your area. This radio station that's now on AM and FM. And they opened the door for me to fill in while people took some vacation. I'm both grateful for the opportunity to have work on a part-time basis, but to still have that outlet, to be able to do what I love and do it in a way I've never done it before. Talk radio is amazing. You're not put in a box of a format of music or a specific really demographic. There's so much that you can do, so many open, broad conversations. I like to talk about serious topics, and a lot of the time when I bring things up, it was met with, that doesn't sound very fun. And I know life's not fun sometimes. I'm moving. I'm starting a new job. Things are tough, and I'm lucky. But on the other side, there's a lot of anxiety that goes along with that performance. The things you say being dissected, pulled apart, you're told regularly why and how you did it wrong. It can make a person kind of crazy. And after 24 years, man, it's enough already. So I wanted to let go of that. When I was let go, I wanted to let go of the anxiety of thinking I'm going to get fired every day because of something I did or said that I thought was funny in the moment. That can happen to almost anybody these days. I've been lucky enough to get through 24 years that it hasn't happened. Get out on the other side unscathed and feel like a triumph. In my book, that's a W. But I think if I were to ever take radio seriously again, or if radio was ready to take me seriously or itself seriously, I would work in talk radio, not to be put in that box, not to be told you have to talk about what's going on in Nashville or wherever it is, for whatever genre. You start to learn how the machine works. You start to see it's all the same. Controversy surrounds the promotion of a new thing. What's real, what's not. It starts to get old. You start to be predictable. And you really hate getting looped in when people talk about the media, when you're out here fighting to be something different than everything else. And then a lot of people are telling you that you should be more like everything else. It's daunting. It's difficult. And after as long as I've been doing it, I feel comfortable that I don't have to endure that anymore. And I love music, don't get me wrong, but you start to learn about the industry and how huge conglomerates of radio stations are working with huge record labels to pump out artists faster than ever before. And new music is coming so fast that most of the time, if you're actually looking for a song you like, you know how to get it. You're probably not going to wait around for it to pop up on the radio station. You start to learn how record labels use their promotional money to promote artists throughout the country, put them out on tours. You know, the secret is if you play it enough, they'll sing it. We've all been there. Why is this song stuck in my head? I hate this song. Radio. There are some days where I think about music and it had lost its luster. Maybe I'm getting older, but then there are some days, like the other day when the drummer of the Rolling Stones passed away. I cried that morning on the radio. Why did I do that? It was embarrassing, but you know what? The Rolling Stones were the first concert I saw. My dad and I went. I had just turned 16. He let me drive the car to the Pontiac Silverdome to see the Voodoo Lounge tour in fall or maybe winter of, I want to say it was 95. But it was a great memory. And though Charlie Watts doesn't know who I am from the masses of people that he's performed from, that hit me. And I was emotional. Music is powerful. So I don't let me discredit what any song means to you. I've just heard way too many songs way too much. You think you've heard them a lot? Try working at the radio station. I've heard them twice, if not 3 times as much. Sometimes all it takes is one memory to bring on the emotion and open the floodgate. It was overwhelming with that happening, playing the song. The music hit in a different way. I'm moving this week. I'm starting a new job. It's a whole new chapter in my life. And it was definitely overwhelming in that moment. When the show I was on for over a decade was done, I decided that I wanted to be done with worrying. I wanted to be done with worrying about getting fired every day, which is something that comes along with working in an unstable business like radio. I wanted to be done with the performance anxiety of whether or not somebody liked what I said or how they reacted to my joke or how the people around me interpreted what I was trying to do, whether they got it or not. I just was kind of tired of so much riding on it because my name was attached to it. It meant a lot to me. I hold that in a very high regard. I want my work to shine. I decided to let all that go and all the anxiety that came with it that made me act out foolishly. I decided to stop and try what a lot of people would probably consider a normal life. I have a very abnormal life. I lived away from my wife for a decade. I met her and then I was not with her until now. This is our new place together. I'm so excited for this next bit of my life right now. After 11 years of going back and forth up and down I-55, we decided to stop and just let it all go, have a life together, and it'll work out. And it has. It did. So, what is this new chapter? What is this new career path? Well, if you know me, you know I have to enjoy what I do. I feel like my father told me if you work in a field that you love, you will never work a day in your life. I think his parents told him that. I'm sure a lot of people have heard it. I took it very seriously, and that's why I had gotten into radio. It's different every day, even though it's kind of the same. But I never wanted to be stuck in a rut of doing the same thing every day. And like I said, I always want to do something I enjoy. When it stops being fun is when you should stop doing it. Kind of like we are. Anyway, I'm very happy to announce a new career in video games. Yeah, I'm going to work for a video game company soon. I start the onboarding process and watch 100 HR videos, I think, on Monday at a company called Scopely, who have mobile games under a ton of different big named IPs like The Walking Dead, which I will be working with, but also Marvel, Looney Tunes, Scrabble, Star Trek, the WWE. All of these games are developed by my new employer, Scopely. I'm basically going to be what's called a community manager, the bridge between the player and the developers, a voice of the players in meetings to, hopefully make the game better, but also the voice of the game when things are happening, the official announcements. I'm kind of the road between player and game maker. I will be the one telling everybody what's coming up, maybe showing things off that are happening, and doing actual content creation and live streaming for this game, The Walking Dead Road to Survival, which I've played for 6 years. Surely, if you've seen me poking around in my phone, if we've been together, I'm probably running a raid or war or who knows. But even a little bigger backstory that you may not know about me, back in 2016, I started streaming and creating content on YouTube and Twitch as InvisiNerd. I kind of looked at it as like I'm already doing it, so why not capture it? These moments that I remember having on the couch with a friend while we played a game and laughed and hung out. I was hoping to create that atmosphere when I live stream. Like, come through and hang on the couch. What are we playing tonight? What do you got going on? When I was coming up, it was not cool to be a nerd. You didn't go out there and go like, hey, who's got that new GTA? But now you do. It was a little harder for me to get, friends on the couch. So I turned to these mediums to share my experience and maybe make some new friends, bringing people together. Again, I've found these different industries to connect me to people. It was definitely not as mainstream when I was coming up as it is now. And I know that initially starting down that path, I was looking to connect with other people like me. Nobody wants to be alone. I didn't want to be alone. So like I said, since about 2015, when the game came out, I have been playing what's called this real-time strategy turn-based hero collector type game. I assemble my team, you assemble your team, we fight, player versus player, those kind of things. It's called The Walking Dead Road to Survival. So I know a little bit about this game. I know its community. I've been creating content for a couple of years about it, and I think the content has led to the community knowing me. I know I'm only at almost 3,000 subscribers on my channel, which is fantastic. I'm super blessed. I've been lucky enough to actually make money playing video games, not only in 2019, but in 2020. That's another W for me. That's a big win. I feel like that is another one of these dreams that have come true that I've been living. Not only that amazing career that I've had for 24 years, but here I'm making money playing video games, doing my hobbies too. I got my dream girl. I'm moving into a new place. I'm starting a brand new career. Things are really good. I am very excited. And if I can turn that hobby for the last couple of years into a new career, getting my foot into the door of the video gaming industry, which, by the way, is arguably one of the biggest industries right now out there, that alone is another dream come true if you came up like a Nintendo nerd like me. I have been very lucky, very blessed, whatever you want to call it, to be in the position that I'm in, the positions I have been in, and come out the person I am. I want to say thank you. I don't want to discredit any of my past cohorts, coworkers, bosses, previous or present friends that I may have left out in talking about everything that has happened over the last several months. I want you to know I appreciate you. No matter how our relationship stands, I'm grateful for the experience we had, and I hope everyone has learned and grown. I'm grateful. I wouldn't be who I am without you and without my family. So they are both to be praised and to be blamed for where we are. But I'm serious when I say I appreciate what you've done. No matter if it's just I clicked a video, I don't know this guy, or you held my hand through something, or we bounced ideas off of each other and laughed. Whatever that is, thank you. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. But I don't know if I'm going to be posting anymore. Like I said, the original plan was radio, right? Like we're doing this constant self-promotion thing that we do on the radio where we got to come up with wacky scenarios. Gosh, crazy situation going on. Call me this morning and tell me how to handle it. Man, I'm not going to miss that either. Anyway, I don't know if this is just going to be like a limited time event. I'm grateful you were here for it. These videos might just disappear. Or maybe I'll come back and upload again. Regardless, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for putting up with me. And I hope to see you again down the road somewhere.